Hey there, projectors. Thanks for joining me for your intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on the 5 human design types, and I use tarot, runes, and oracle cards. And my readings are non-date specific, so if the reading resonates with you at this time, then it is your reading. So let's get started. So I have a feeling that maybe you've been sort of in a state of just feeling like life is taking a toll, the whole, life has shifted a lot recently, and sometimes it just feels like it is a lot to weather and to stay positive and to stay motivated and really feel like you're moving forward even though things feel a little bit in a standstill. So this is the card that came out, 5 of Stones, Endurance. And there's a reminder coming out to really stay resilient and to try and keep your sense of humor. The next 2 cards out I think you're gonna like. So even though you've been feeling like, oh, this is just a lot, I don't know how to continue this. We have here the Fairy Godmother. Sorry, the glare is kind of bad. And Fairy Godmother comes in to really help you to open up your heart and have a better understanding and really get used to unconditionally giving and receiving. She often marks that there might be an incoming bit of good fortune. So that could be something to keep your eyes out for. And a reminder that as good things come into you, make sure you note them, have gratitude for them, and in the little ways that you can, see how you can pass on the kindness to someone else. Pass on those little things. I think it's, especially when things are challenging, it really helps to have, those little pick-me-ups, no matter who you are. And the next card out is the 3 of Vessels, Joy. So, as we're talking about maybe some good fortune coming in, this definitely seems like something to celebrate or something that maybe you're a bit excited about, that like it's something to talk about, like a conversation, like you can't wait to call your best friend or your parent and let them know what's going on. With the cups, the 3 cups here, there is a sense of emotional fulfillment. And the heron itself is definitely a symbol for birth, rebirth. So whatever that means to you. I also think in this state of feeling like you've had to endure a lot to get by, it's sort of been draining your life force energy. This came out reversed. He, the fiery sword. Like something's been blocking that life force energy and draining you. And it could be you. Like you could be doing it subconsciously. Like maybe there's an old belief or an old pattern that you haven't identified yet that's really been, cutting off that flow. And so by investigating and really identifying what that is, removing the block, there is an ability to regain focus, regain that flow of energy, that universal connectivity, and have a new sense of determination. The next card that came out was the Wanderer, which is very similar to the Fool card. So there is this sense that I feel like there's a sense like you're not completely ready to jump, but you're like so close. You're like, all right, I think I'm gonna trust. I think it's gonna be fine. I think I'm gonna make it to the other side. And so, the more you regain that life force energy, and you really believe in this benevolent support, and that something good is coming on that other side, the more you can trust and let yourself cross that sort of invisible bridge. See, the next card out is the Sun of Life. So this speaks to me about renewal, about having that blockage removed, life force energy returning, communication with spirit returning, something new growing. You can see all these wildflowers growing and this horse in the back. Not every horse, but this horse in particular in this deck is a symbol of birth or rebirth. So definitely a theme going on here, like as that feeling of draining and despair and maybe you felt lethargic, as that wanes and you start to regain some of that energy and that flow, there is a sense of renewal, which leads me lastly to the feline came out in reversed. And what this talks about is maybe there's something in your situation right now that's causing you to feel guilty. And I don't know what this is. Like, one of my projector friends was saying that he feels guilty when he isn't working as a freelancer. There's this a pressure that he puts on himself to always be working. And is that, the question here that's being asked is that necessary? Is that something I created myself that isn't necessary? Or is someone making you feel guilty? They're projecting something on you and it's really nothing you need to feel bad about. It's about recognizing the pattern and being open to changing it, removing that old story. It also could be, if you tend to be somebody who will take on more than your share, or if you know that something can be achieved better if you just pitch in and do this extra work or this, and it ends up, taking you extra hours or ends up taking away some of your energy. like you're willing to put it in. And this is asking you to reevaluate that and stop taking on work that isn't yours. Stop signing up for really more than anyone. Like you're not going to get extra credit. You're not, you're signing up for things that, you know, you're probably not going to get paid overtime for or anything like that. It's, yeah, you're just taking on more than you need to. And so it's time to reevaluate that. And is there a way that you can say no in a way that is empowering to you and sets really healthy boundaries for the people that you're working with, whether that's, you know, a job or it's, you know, chores in your family or those sorts of responsibilities? Are there places where you can say no in a really healthy way and set new boundaries? Or can you delegate something to someone who maybe is more suited for that task or has extra time for that task so that you can take that off your plate? And remember that you're, you know, this is all a drain on your energy. So what we're trying to do is get that renewal so that you have this full well to draw from. And the next two cards really sort of keep that same thought going, with Adder coming out next, the King of Bows. This talks about assertiveness and finding places in your life where you need to take charge. That doesn't mean you have to take charge of someone else. It could be an aspect of your own life. Like, let's say it's your health. Like, instead of just taking the back seat and just like, it is what it is, like you can take charge of that situation and proactively think about ways that you can better your health situation. That's just an example. So thinking about where you can take charge and things that help strengthen your self-esteem. So when we are assertive in a way that is clear but not, you're not doing it in a mean way. You're just doing it in a way where you're clear about what you need. We can become more powerful people pleasers because people know what to expect with us and what they can and cannot get away with when they are dealing with us. And so you can stop being this martyr in situations where you're always taking on more than you should, taking on things that aren't your own, feeling guilty when you don't need to feel guilty. And so the more that you are strengthening this self-esteem and really starting to get clear about what's okay for you, and you regain that life force, there's this renewed determination and focus so that you can achieve what you want. With the Archer, there's definitely this sense of calm. Like, not only are you determined and focused about like what you're aiming for, but there is a sense of calm. You can't shoot a bow straight if you have this like haphazard, like nervous energy. There needs to be almost like a meditative state reached so that you can zero in on something, draw back that that arrow and release it to move in the exact direction that you want it to go. It makes me feel like you're coming into a really, really grounded and deep sense of knowing inside. Like you almost don't need anyone to reassure you. There is this sense that you know that you'll get what you want, what you're shooting for, that you know that that bridge is going to meet you. So yeah, I think really that's sort of the story arc here is you're moving from a state of maybe feeling a bit drained, maybe having some ways that you operate in your daily life that are draining you, and you're moving out of that. Like something good is coming in, something that you're excited about. And as you regain this life force energy, you get more clear, you get more assertive, you're focused so that you can shoot, you know, you can get exactly what you're going for. It just feels like a really empowering message, and you're really better connecting to spirit and really connecting to your inner knowing. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and please share any thoughts. I hope it resonated with you, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.